Alright, so this is the video log for the first interaction between me and my partner, and yeah, I'll be discussing that. Well, the idea originally was to go to a Michigan State football game with him, but seeing as he's very busy and he didn't have tickets, we couldn't arrange that, which is unfortunate because I think that would have been good, but we did. He ended up coming over to my apartment. I know it's not like a great interaction, but I felt like it was sufficient because we did pretty much the same thing we would have done at the football game, and I felt like we had more availability to conversate this way, anyways, because it was less noisy and stuff, and we still got to watch football, which I mean was the idea in the first place. Part of my culture I felt was really important and something I feel like would be new to him to experience, and so I think that still worked out. We had a lot of conversations, good conversations about things, and I felt very comfortable talking to him, and felt like I learned a lot from him, and felt like I definitely got a better understanding from where he's from. I felt a lot of the most negative, not really like negative emotion, I guess, but I kind of felt like, wow, that's crazy. Like when he said he first moved to the United States from Jordan, because my partner's name he's Sahem and he's from Jordan, and he moved here at age 14. He said, like he almost got on the wrong plane to go to China, and then ended up finding the right plane to get to the United States. But he said when he got to the United States, he felt like racism initially because he's Middle Eastern, and like he felt that right away, and I felt like that's messed up, and it kind of hurt to hear that. Um, there was plenty of things that we talked about that were really surprising to me. I guess the thing that really surprised me is I asked him like the biggest difference between the United States and Jordan, and he told me that the food, specifically like fruit, was much better in Jordan. So he found the fruit here was fake, and like they used too many pesticides and stuff. So I thought that was really interesting that he said the biggest difference was the food between the two different countries. Yeah, that really surprised me. He gave me a lot of stories about Jordan specifically that also surprised me. Like, I think it's the Dead Sea. He talked about a time where he was out at sea and like on the Dead Sea swimming pretty much, and yeah, that was pretty surprising too. Let's see, what else do we need to talk about? So the expectations that I have, um, you know, I'm not exactly sure what this question entails, like the expectations I had coming into it or that I have now. I'm not really sure. I guess my expectations were a little different. I thought he would say so, like especially about the differences between the United States and Jordan. I thought he would say something along the lines like he has more freedom here or something like along those lines, and he never really said anything about that. I did also. I was very interesting, surprised, like how much like he obviously knew a lot about the wars going on with ISIS and stuff going on in Jordan, and I like really have no idea what's going on. So I learned a lot about that as well. You know, I there's a lot I'd like to talk about with Sam if we talked again. I mean, he's really a fun guy to hang around with. Like, I think outside of this presentation, I'd like to hang out with him as well. I guess two things. Probably, I want to know more about how different his life has changed moving from one country to another, and like if it's like I don't know, I don't really know. And then another thing, I don't know, I just want to know more about himself as a person and what he wants to do because I didn't really get to talk to him about that much. I know he's really busy think he's going into engineering, and that explains why. And I definitely feel like the interaction changed me. I feel like I have a better understanding of a lot, like feel more culturally like aware now, like of Middle Eastern. And I thought it was interesting. He said he's Christian, and like he was like in the like minority, like 5% of his country, because most are Muslim, and I thought that was really interesting as well. Um, but yeah, that was my experience. I definitely think it was a good conversation we had, and I can't wait to have another interaction with him going forward.